Hi, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings, and this is the reading for the Taurus female for the spring Valentine's season. And I'm going to get right into it. I also have two overview cards, one for the feminine and one for a general card into any kind of block or something that may help you forward. The first card for the general energies for the feminine is hope. So, since that's pretty self-explanatory, this woman is floating on hope here, okay? I'll go over that again in the end and size it up as to how it fits into the reading. Having a sense here, not getting what we want, but hoping, you know, there's enough hope there that we may just float through that. Now, the surrender card is surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. I think the Taurus has to be kind of reminded about the veil and the thinness of the veil that we can manifest here quite quickly. I think it's left her mind. She's got a lot of, I'm feeling a lot of activity in the mind here, more than this earth sign is used to. There's a lot of thoughts, options that are rolling around in her head. I feel like she's trying to figure a lot of things out. And, you know, these are all kind of daily living skills here. Home, romance, all of it. She's trying to intermingle and she's getting stuck in certain areas. But what we're not doing is that prayer key, right? Is intentively looking forward and asking for things to come to us, expecting it to come. I feel there's a hope that, and I feel like the hope is more in the side of the intimate relationships, but I feel like we don't realize that we can ask for clarity and ask for something of value to come forth here, and it can come quite quickly at this point. Maybe even so quickly that we don't recognize that it's there, that it's an answer, right? So that, I think, is more something that might be blocking her than anything else, but nonetheless, we're going to move into the reading here. First card we get for this Taurus female is the Devil. So we have a situation here. You may have a Capricorn in your midst that you're dealing with. But I get a sense here, because there's a Page of Sword underneath. There's kind of a mischievousness coming forth here, okay? And what does it have to do with love? So there's a sense of being mischievous in love that is kind of something we're tied to, okay? Getting rid of this Capricorn energy, because I feel like it may hit for a few. You may be dealing with an earth sign, another earth sign. But for the most part, I get a sense that this is about the mischievousness and kind of the light, foolhardy way that this Taurus female is going forth in love. We're talking about singles here first. I feel like that's kind of what's hanging her up. I feel like she's not taking things too seriously, yet her mindset is, I want something serious, but we're indulging in all the frivolous, and we're expecting to get serious results, and that's what's off here. The perception is, I'm going to find something and I'm going to get it, and the energy zone is, I don't want anything long term. I just want to dance. I just want to go through, and I just want to get what I get. And the energy field is creating not serious, not serious, not serious, and her mindset is serious. Now, the reason is there's a disconnect there, because we're going, okay, how do I break it down? Yeah, there's a sense here of dipping into because we're taking action on all of those things we know are not serious. Simple as that. We're activating the non-serious side here, and we are pulling back when the serious side comes forth, because they're going, we had a few examples here of stuff and we ran from it. So there might be a few here that had examples of some long-term material here, but we didn't want to go there. So when we are denying an area that comes forth for us, and we are in conflict of it, it can leave. It will not stay. One, because we're not looking at it properly, and two, because our energy field is in conflict. So how do you explain that? It's like you got fireworks going off and there's nothing but paper around you, right? So you feel like, oh, I gotta back up, I gotta da, da. There's a sense of panic. I can't have this. So we have to be in alignment, right? So that we are in control of those sparks that go outward, so that we don't start things on fire. And I think this woman's just running around starting fires. She don't know what's going on. I think she's just hyped to go in the direction, but we're not thinking long term here. We're thinking short term, and I don't care, I'll just take what I can get and move on. And I don't want. So we have to really make up our mind. I think our energy field is in conflict. So I think once we make up our mind and we decide to go in a certain direction, it will be nailed. It will come to you. It will be revealed to you. There's just a sense of knowing how to deal with these short-term things. It's very comfortable. So we have to realize that there's going to be an uncomfort if we go forward in the way that we're energetically aligned. First, you got to get in alignment there. Not only are you thinking we want long-term, but you're acting from those that come to you for long-term. And then we can start to make progress. Because again, we can't deal with perfection. We can build up to perfection, is what they're kind of saying here. It's like we're looking for the perfect bundle, but when we look at it, we could have a disjointment in our opinion. We could be opinioned of this person in a wrong way. So if we are going outward in an opinion that's wrong, and we disregard that person right off the bat, we have no way of knowing any different unless we jump in. So they're going, and there is going to be an uncomfort level here, and we have to kind of work through that. And that's, I think, where I think that's where the Taurus female is sitting. She's not wanting to be uncomfortable. She knows how to deal with these short-term things, so she just keeps jumping into them. She wants a long-term thing, wonder why she can't, because she's actively jumping into short-term. So she needs to back away from the short-term, go into more long-term. That's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel like you're boxed in. But if we do not go in that direction, we will not get that. So that's the bottom line there. And I feel like the devil is really her knowing that on an intuitive level. She knows this. She knows it ain't going to last. She feels she can turn it around, kind of, what do you call that? Be a little bit of a brute and get in there and turn things around, but it's not the way that it works. And the Page of Swords is like, well, I can try. Page of Swords energy is like, come on, give me a chance, I'll try. It's that naivety of not knowing that we can't do it. She hasn't learned that yet, or what I'm picking up on anyway. So then the Ace of Cups is there symbolizing, this is where we are ready to go outward. We have gone outward and we want to go outward in love, and that's what we're trying to gain. And the Four of Wands here sits under the Page of Swords, ominously. Four of Wands is about, gratification and great things in love, in the direction of love, right? Talking about stability, things that celebrations too as well could be. Some of these women are going out and celebrating. The Four of Wands is, just kind of comfy, cozy, wanting to be happy in the love area. And then next to that, we have the Ten of Wands, which is, we're burdened by, because we're, he's off the Page of Swords, and he's also connected to the Ace of Cups. So we are burdened by our disagreement in our mind. It's like, I want to play, but I don't want to let go of the relationships that aren't playful. I want to keep those and still move forward. Well, we can't. We've got to let it go, right? And that's the thing here, I feel. And that's really what's getting in the way here, is her letting go of these burdensome relationships because of the fun factor. Or the comfort level, again. There's a comfort level with this woman. She really knows what she's doing here. Meaning, like, it's not progressing her. She's just staying at a level, and she's not graduating. She don't want to graduate. She likes grade 5. She's just going to stay there. That's what she's doing. But it's like, no, don't you want to know, about geometry? Don't we want to use computers, calculators, don't we want to do that? And there's a naivety to even want to go there. So, no, I know what I'm doing. I got add, subtract, that's all you need. Divide, that's it. You don't need all those weird formulas, right? And that's the thing. The weird formula is that partner, that long-term partner she's looking for. That's the weird formula. It's Greek to her. She don't know what it is. She's not, if she looks at it, she runs away. I don't want to deal with X and Y and what the hell is all that? That's what's going on here with the Taurus female. She's not wanting to advance here. She's staying where she is, and she's wondering why she's unhappy. But she's still got hope for the future, but she's not actively participating, okay? So now, on the corner, we have the Knight of Cups coming in here. It's going to show her where it's at. Now, this guy's coming in. See where he goes. The next card we get is the Ten of Cups. Now, this is not connected to that Knight. He's on the other end. It's connected to the marriage, okay? So we may have, and this Knight here, it's like the Knight's looking in one direction, his horse is kind of going in another. So he may not know exactly what he wants either, so keep that in mind. I mean, we could both learn at the same time. We could get into a relationship a little uncomfy. The guy don't know where he's going. That's okay. We could both learn. We could both be at the same rate, right? Learning the same thing. So don't blow that away with the bathwater either. So we get into the Ten of Cups here, and I feel like this one side here, because the Devil, the Page of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Ten of Cups. I feel like that's kind of what she's trying to strive for. She just doesn't have enough skill to get there. I feel like I want a marriage, I want the happy life, the kids and the family, amen. That kind of thing. The next card is the Nine of Wands, with feeling like we want to give up. Like we've put so much work in here and nothing's coming. He's looking at that wand and going, this is it. This is all I get. And again, that's the disjointment because she's not getting it together on all levels. Intuitively, she knows what she's going to get, but she keeps going back to the same thing because it's all she knows and it's comfortable and no. So we got to get out of our comfort zone a little bit and go to things that are a little bit different than the ordinary. Okay, so the Nine of Wands right on top of the Ten of Wands as well. And again, connected to the heart. All the feelings we want to go outward. We're burdened because we have all these options. And Taurus has a grand way of attracting, but doesn't mean we have to take every one that comes on our doorstep, right? Because the Ace of Wands is like, yeah, I'm ready, and yeah, there's suitors, but they're all kind of burdening me. And not only that, I don't feel like I'm getting where I want to go, okay? Next card, Five of Swords. So I may not be getting where I'm going, but there's clues along the way and people that are kind of attacking me, and we're having quarrels within the relationship that signify, a need to learn a lesson. All of that stuff's coming down. So I feel like we've had, at least we've said our piece. I feel like because we have the Five of Swords here, that's victory at the expense of someone else. Okay, so if we are in conflict mode, we're at least bringing things forward. We're saying our side of things, and there's, which is, conflict's not good, but it's better than staying silent and nobody saying nothing. Because nobody knows what's going on. We're not learning nothing. We're not moving forward. So at least we're in conflict. There's something going on there. There's something coming out that we're going to, we're going to fight for our side and da-da-da. And I feel like this Five of Swords, it's on both ends. We cannot blame one more than the other. When we have a partner, it is very much, and again, we're going to partners that are not on our level. we're kind of battened down, and I don't like leveling things out here, but really what it is we're seeing these guys coming at us, and we know, and that's maybe the thing, that may be the comfort zone, is I know this game already, and I know how to win. So bring it. So this is, I feel what the Taurus is doing is, I know this game, I know how to play, and I one up, and she keeps feeling, she keeps going down. When she ones up, she doesn't bring her lesson forward. She keeps batting it off and getting the same boot. Okay, so the Five of Swords expenses someone else. I feel they're saying, yeah, it's both people here. Both people throwing things, you know, what do you call that? Dirty hits, underhanded, that kind of thing. And then we end on the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is about waiting for your harvest, to, you know, waiting to bear fruit, right? She's waiting. She's put her work and effort in, and she's waiting for something to bear fruit. But the thing is here, is she's waiting for, she's waiting for fruit off a tree that's not bearing. There's no, you know, she's going to these trees, and it's like waiting for fruit, and there's just no bearing here. Usually, it's like, yeah, we put the work in, and we've tended, whatever, but they're showing me it's like there's no fruit on this tree. We got to go over there. We're not here. There's no fruit. We're never getting any fruit. We know there's no fruit here, so why are we waiting for it? So there's almost a sense of kind of like a higher sense of trying to change someone, but not really waiting for them to change instead of pushing them to change, which is the same formula, it's just different manipulation of the fact, right? So I feel like she's really getting maybe to the end of her rope, or maybe just too tolerant of where she's at, okay, is really the sense they're giving me. We're way too tolerant of what we know here. We are beyond what we are accepting. We know this instinctively. We're accepting this instinctively, knowing that it's going to end, that they're going to end up, either we're going to end it or they're going to end it. And there's an instinct here that knows this, but we go in anyway, and they're going, that's the problem. That's why we're not getting, you know, keeping the hope, great. At this stage that you keep that hope, that's good. But when we go in and we know instinctively this person's going to kick me to the curb, or I'm going to kick him to the curb, but I'm just kind of biding time, they're going, that is a waste. Because we've learned that lesson, that's why we have the instinct, that's why we need to carry it forward. We need to move forward. We're just spinning wheels here. We're not going anywhere. And we'll continue to do that until she realizes this. Okay, single or couple. I feel more for the single, this hits. But I'll go over the couple later. Now, as we move into the intimacy areas here, see what we get. And 6 on the romance side is the, I mean, they're in a gondola, going in the water, under the bridge, da-da-da, the whole thing. So this woman is wrapped up, she's in love with love, she's in love with dating, she may be in love with the first feelings, you know, those first tinges, and I think this was in one of my other readings. All of those feelings that are wrapped up in the newness of relationships, we got to watch we don't get hung up on that. And the devil is there saying, I got a chain here, I got a handcuff, let's go. So this is what this woman is chained to, the feeling of love and the feeling of the introductory feelings. We don't want to get into the swing of things, because then we get neglected, and or feeling of such, which has to be adjusted, they're going. So nonetheless, this woman, the base of her pyramid on love and sex is, we're talking about addicted to love here, highly, okay? And the sex side, we have the hangman. So we may be going through a period here where we're not in, where we're in limbo, where we're not in a relationship or not getting the physical side of things anyway. Okay, so over the Valentine season, we might be having a dry spell where we're just kind of hanging out, thinking loving thoughts and whatnot, maybe not getting as active as we want to be. On the left, we have the Empress. And the Empress is a mother energy. I'm feeling like this woman, this Taurus woman, may be in a mode where she wants children, or does have, or is pregnant, or whatnot. Yeah, I don't get overly, I get a compassionate card here that says I'm ready to do that. So she may be looking outward for a partner to engage in that. And the card I get on top of that on the sex side is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords, you're going to watch because, yeah, because that one really talks about, I always say it's kind of the shady love card, this shady sex card, meaning we're kind of having sex with people that we're not really overly attached to, right? Because we got the Five of Swords in the bedroom, and we got the Five of Swords in the pyramid. It could lead to conflict, or worse yet, just non-attachment. There's no attachment there. It's just physical, and that's pretty much it. Next card we get is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is about feeling secure in a relationship, like romantically, financially, having a grounded stability. Someone that we're in trust of, I feel. Someone that we want someone there. Like the Ten of Pentacles is the ultimate in security, right? So we want someone that we can feel secure with on an intimate level. Then on top of that, we get the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is about pouring it on, right? Pouring it on for a partner. Being flirty in the bedroom. Having an allure and knowing there's an effect on the partner. This is what we're engaging in. So we really want a partner that's not only stable, solid, and secure, but one that we know we have a good physical effect on, right? You want to know that you turn your partner on, and that's the sense I'm getting from the Taurus female, is I want to know that he gets turned on by me physically. That's what I want to know. She may be even feeling more of herself, feeling proud of herself in a physical kind of way, and really wanting to show that off as well. The next card, Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is about cutting truths. In the romance direction, it's always about those things of being brutally honest, but at the same time, it's things that can kind of hurt and be painful. And we may have a situation here where either she is being this way to a partner or the partner is being that way to her. Now, on top of that, on the sex side, we have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is always about admiration of outside of a relationship. So we may have someone in our midst, or someone that we're lightly dating that is like maybe too crude is the word that I got, crude. And so therefore we're looking kind of outside of the relationship or dating, right? Outside of the dating scene to see where we can get something that's better suited. Because I feel like this Ace of Swords is really about communication that comes down. It's very harsh. And I feel like this Taurus female is very much on a level where that's just not attractive to her, okay? And so the Five of Wands is more to the degree of looking outward. It's like, well, that one didn't work, you know, kind of like the dating buzz we're going through. Next card I get is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is about the soft, compassionate side of a woman, right? And I feel like she's really coming into her own, physically feeling very good and wanting to be appreciated for that highly. And the Queen of Cups is about the compassionate energy she wants to come out with. I feel like there's a button that turned on for her. I feel like if she's appreciating herself more physically, she's able to appreciate outward more in an emotional manner. And this is kind of the phases going on. Now, on top of that, we get the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is kind of my quickie card. It's like getting into a position where we're kind of overwhelmed physically, and we get into, you know, and just take care of things, and away you go. So this may be the mode that she's in when she's dating. She's just kind of getting into scenarios here, and then finding that once we get in the bedroom here, it's not quite, it's off, you know, it's not quite fitting. And I feel like it's being very compassionate on her end, but it's outside of her is not quite suiting. Next card we get is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is about being blown away. So there may be something here that comes across her path towards the future, okay? And it may be blown away and not in a good way, like blown away like, oh my God, I can't believe, da-da-da, in a way where it's like, may have had fun, but it's not, again, long-term material. On top of that, we get the Fool card. So yeah, we're not hanging around too long with these relationships that we're getting into. We're just kind of taking off and away we go. So the Fool is about new directions going forward and whatnot. And I get a sense here is really not much is hitting. She's appreciating herself physically more, and I feel like that's kind of her expansion point at this time. She's going outward and dabbling, again, same energy frequency, but she's going to work herself out of that and realize. And I feel like that blown away card is kind of like, again, getting caught up in the romance. These guys in the beginning romancing her, I feel like that's, and then once it kind of runs dry, she just jumps to the next, and she's free to do that. That's what single's all about, right? But I feel like the thing is the beginning, she's going, yeah, she can size it up real quick, and she jumps into relationships that she really could do better. So to overview here, now that is the single overview. Now if we're going into the couples, we have the Devil here. So there is some kind of an energy that we're chained to. And the Page of Swords is like, you know, kind of like wanting to spar. We want to spar off on something here, and it has to do with the love area. So we've got to be careful. Four of Wands about the marriage, the stability. There's some burdens going on in the relationship. And yet there's a lot of love there to be dealt with that can be brought upon, okay? Ten of Cups is, you know, we got it all. We have it all. Everything's good. Nine of Wands, there's something here that's taking its toll on the Taurus female in a relationship. She may be overburdened at home with duties and things going on. There may be something going on here that's kind of bringing her down. And I get a sense here is not asking for help with that. Five of Swords is about the conflict again. We're being overburdened, and we're putting a lot of work and effort and not getting a lot of results. So there's conflict coming. So she's getting bitter and spicy, you know, like biting back. And it's like, okay, we got to settle this. Seven of Pentacles is about picking a fruit. So I feel like in this scenario here with the Seven of Pentacles, again, non-traditional. Getting a sense here, she is working towards something that is not bearing fruit for her. Okay? She's waiting and waiting and waiting and getting frustrated by this. I don't know if it's the amount of work that she does at home and at work, you know, like being overwhelmed a little bit. This is what I'm getting. More of a burdensome feeling, but nonetheless. Now as we get into on the couples arena here, we have the Love card. So there is a lot of love here. But we may be so overtaxed, right, in the household, at work, whatnot, that we are really not getting intimate in the bedroom, okay? And then on the left side, we have the Empress. So the Empress is the epitome of, you know, the goddess, the woman, right, taking care of things. She's got a family here, and it's showing here as well with the Four of Wands. It's like there's happiness at home, contentment at home. We have a great family life, but there's something in the middle here, putting a lot of energy into, and we're not getting a lot of results for. On top of that, we have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is, yeah, it's indulging in the intimate side when we're not quite feeling up to it. For the partnered, that's what I feel, is we're doing it and we're not 100% in. Kind of like a duty kind of thing. Then on the Ten of Pentacles is showing, you know, we have a stability here in a financial kind of way. My partner is sturdy and financially sound, and we have a good sturdiness between us romantically. Then the Queen of Wands is symbolizing, you know, I can turn it off for my partner. I know this. My partner knows this, so that's all great and gravy. I feel like she may have her ups and downs with that as well. Then the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is about communication here. And I feel for this woman in the coupled, I feel like there's a lot of negativity spouting off. But it's not necessarily grounded in relationship. I feel like it's outside of the relationship, outside of the home. Because everything in there is all good outside of the partnership. There's things going on. She's highlighting just negativity. And then the Five of Wands. Actually, I feel like this is her partner looking and going like, I wish, you know, things could be better in that way. Because there's something going on. There's something missing there for the male partner. Then we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is about the compassion and loving, caring feelings forward. I feel like for some reason there's a sense here that there may be times where we have to indulge in, you know, in intimacy very quickly, that we don't really have a lot of time to really indulge on all levels. Okay, so we may be getting, you know, when we're both in the mode, which is, they're going very seldom, but when we do get in there, you know, there may be things going on, but it's like quickly get it done and over. So there's not a lot of time to embellish in the physical centers here. Okay, though there's a lot of loving feelings on the partner's end. Feel like the Taurus female in a partnered relationship, her partner is very much compassionate to her. Okay, and then we end off with the Queen of Wands. So I feel like being, you know, kind of somebody knocking her socks off. And I feel like that would be her partner, if anyone, right? I feel like the partner just kind of wants to do that for her. But I feel like the Fool on top of that is like, I'm packing my bags, I'm moving. Not meaning but it's like I am not indulging because I've got so much conflict here. And I feel like it's kind of like anger spurting outward to other people. Like there's other things outside of everything that she lives in that is pissing her off. And she really needs to not go there, because in the home we have great things in the home, we have great things in our midst, in our family, all of that, but we're looking outside of that and creating havoc and bringing it home where it's everything's good. So we got to watch for that. I feel like we have a very understanding partner, a very compassionate partner that kind of knows the ebbs and flows, is used to all of this, but just because we're used to it doesn't mean it's right. Okay, so there's a sense here of needing to pack your bags and leave the negativity behind is really what I'm getting here, because it's really, we could have a better sex life, we could have a better romantic life if we left things at the door. Because I'm getting a sense here, we're bringing a lot of stuff home, don't belong there, don't want it there, don't need it there. It's kind of not feeling right. It's conflictive energy. When we come in the home, we should just leave it at the door. You know, we can analyze that out in work or in business, but when we come home, leave it. Because there's a sense here of losing ground at home, and we don't want to do that because that's our solid. We got everything we want at home, so we gotta kind of royalize it, protect it, and not bring it home. So that's the sense I'm getting. There's a lot of conflict outside of her, whether it's in work, friends, whatever. But there's a lot. So that's kind of bringing, that's what she's chained to. I feel like the Taurus female on the coupled side is chained to chaos outside of her and bringing it home and then exploding it. And like I said, even though those around her are used to that and accustomed to that and adjust to that, they shouldn't have to do that. They shouldn't have to get used to that. And in fact, if you let it go, then things get better at home as well. Because there's a sense of chaos coming in the door. It's like, no, we need to block that off. Get rid of it and don't bring it home. So keep that in mind. Now, to go over the energies, hope. For the singles, I feel like that's the hope of finding the perfect partner. For the couples, I feel like she may not know where she needs to hope for. I feel she needs to hope. It's a mental process here of being chained to negativity. I feel like that's really what the devil's holding her down with, is negativity. Negative mindset, negative thoughts. Because we, you know, outside of our home, we gather up all that negativity and we express it, then we attract it and we bring more. Then we bring it home, and eventually that will swirl and that will engulf our home as well. Then our home becomes chaos and our home becomes an argumentative. And if we come home from work and we're in a chaotic mode, then we explode our house, then we got nothing left for peace and quiet. So we want to make sure that we don't do that. So I feel like the hope is like a repressed hope that, you know, we're going to find happiness as well. But I feel like it may be for this Taurus female and a coupled, maybe finding peace at work or outside, or, you know, finding, yeah, like a sense of serenity outside of the home. Because she can have it in the home. She brings it from outside, dumps it in the home, and then goes back and recharges and brings it and dumps it. And that's the really energetic pattern that I'm seeing. So you got to stop doing that. Stop doing that. And if we get caught up in things, like because there's okay, just give me a minute here. They're showing a line between in defense and creating chaos. And I think that this Taurus female is not aware, you know, not quite aware of where that boundary is. Because we can stand our ground and create a limit without creating chaos. And that has to do with your energetic mindset. If you are raging mad when you put down your line here, then that is creating chaos. If you are calm, cool, collected when you put your limit down and you say it calm, cool, collected, then that creates a boundary. But if we are mad, angry, and vengeful, that creates chaos. So there it is. There it sits. That's what you need to kind of look. They're going, that's specifically where she needs to sit, is look at those boundaries there, because that's where we're making our mistakes. Because we're getting fired up. People are firing us up. And some people, they're chaos makers. They know who to fire up because this is what happens. They've seen it. Oh, there's a little bit, and I can do that. And they just do that. So we want to diffuse that by not getting in that mode for them, and two, not reacting for them, and just diffusing, and then creating the boundary that you need to create so that there it is. Well, I told you not to go there. Don't go there. And then when they come there, go, see, I told you not to go there. You can't go there, so we got to do this now. And that's the thing, too. Again, not only having the boundary, but being in charge of it, the maintenance of it, is to create that boundary again and again and again. Because some people are daft, and they can't figure it out until it's 3, 4, 5. And then if you get 3, 4, 5, then you maybe need to move on to better sense of people who understand these boundaries and limitations, because that's a lesson as well I had to learn, is sometimes you create all the boundaries you want, but if they ain't standing up for it, or you are standing up for it, but if they ain't coming forth to respect that, then you got to let that go. So that's the situation. And I think we may have a mix up there and all of that energy. So hopefully that helps in some way. So again, the hope I feel in the couples area here, it's repressed hope. There's a hope she's going to get to something that's good here, but I feel like it's outside of the home. I feel like it's outside of the relationship, because the relationship here is really kind of secondhand. Why? Because she's dealing with all this chaos, and she can't get rid of that. She's got to get rid of that, and then the good stuff flourishes, right? So kind of a bit of a zone here. And then again, surrender to prayer. Again, not realizing the effect that we can have by asking for things, because the universe cannot act unless you engage them to act. So please help me, blah, blah, blah. Please do this. That's why people in their most dire strait, right, in an accident or whatever, please, God, help me, because they're saying, please help me. And they need that in order to move forward. They can't just pick up on your thought process going, I'm not happy here. I don't like when they argue. That doesn't pick up. You need to ask, please, can you help me? And I think that's maybe something that the Taurus female doesn't know or has not seen the effect of in some time. So give yourself over completely. And when you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe. Not only that, instantaneously. When you pray from your heart, it goes quicker, faster than anything you've ever seen. And then the answers and the support will rise. And when we come from our hearts, we get rewarded. This is the truth. If we come from other stuff, we do not get rewarded. In that way, we get balancing of energy, right? So that's something to look at as well. So anyway, feel like I'm going, Taurus, she's a bull, right? She's trying to get in there and get things moving. I feel a single side. She's a lot more soft than in the coupled side. She's a lot more, you know, but it's different areas, because on the single side, the Taurus female is trying to attract that partner. She's coming into her own energy, and she's really flowering with it, feeling good about it. So this is the opportunity she has to go outward in a good way. It's just whether she's going to jump or just stay at the level she's at. And hopefully she jumps, because if she don't, the universe is going to create stuff where she's going to have to go. She's going to get pushed. And then on the couple side, she's a lot more fiery, but she's getting worked up by people outside that are kind of taking her energy and billowing it into chaos, and that's not good, because then that creates, then she's bringing that home, packing it home and unpacking it at home, and it's like, no, home is the heart, and that's where we got all the good stuff. We need to drop that at the door and close it, and then pick it up in the morning. We want to take out and put your energy where it belongs. Don't take out other people's chaos in a way that doesn't. And I don't mean in a vengeful way. I mean, if you have someone that's crossing a boundary, don't get mad at your husband because someone else crossing a boundary that you never stuck up for. Because that's usually a lot of the anger where it comes from, is misplaced dealings with people. It's like, oh, I didn't talk back, and then you take it out on your partner when you get home. And like I said, even though the partner may be used to that, or may understand that, or that's just the way they are, kind of roll their eyes, they shouldn't have to do that. And your intimacy would be a lot better and a lot closer if you didn't. So you want to do that. You want to make, and the home for this Taurus female is just where it's at. So she needs to keep that sacred. Just bringing too much crap from the outside is what I'm getting in. And it's creating, like I said, just not making the energy right for better things. Anyway, I'll stop harping. That is the reading for the Taurus female for the Valentines and spring season of 2019. So take care, have fun, and